Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support this channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I just want to thank you again for supporting this channel because y'all are just really the best supporters in the world. And I want to shout out Alinda Williams, Ezra Blount, A. Jones, and yes, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Deborah Y. Collins, Ms. Amanda, Lazora Jones, Sandra Gallup, and Billy T. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Today, I'm reacting to two Nigerians telling the raw truth about Nigeria. Their words, not mine. And I want you to pay close attention to the contrast between what they admit about their own country and how some people turn around and talk about Black Americans once they get here as if they have room to look down on somebody. I'm showing these videos because I want you to see the reality people are escaping from. The same reality some of them pretend doesn't exist once they get to America and start disrespecting us. The idea that their parents are telling them don't associate with those Black Americans and don't do this and don't do that and you know where you came from. Well, I'm about to show you where they came from.
I've been in Nigeria for 5 days now visiting my family, and I just have to say, this is not a real place. I think in order to survive in Nigeria, you need to be a little bit crazy. You need to be on the spectrum of a little bit crazy to damn near psychotic. Because otherwise, you will not be able to cognitively make it here. And it's not even about having money, which on its own is problematic. The country's infrastructure sucks. And even the wealthy people that think that they can continue to disenfranchise their country and steal from the country, and by wealthy people I mean the politicians who have power and control over the money and the budgets, because Nigeria is a wealthy country. How is it that it has such poor drainage that the only way to get out of my uncle's house is to take a boat, B-O-A-T, waddle through with rain boots, which is what I'm about to do right now, or take a really big car, which we don't have at the moment, and not everyone is guaranteed to have a big enough car to waddle through this. And I had to insert a clip of us wade in the water, because look at this. Look at this. And I'm out now, waiting for the rest of my cousins to make it through so that we can leave. And I think what just pisses me off the most is that why would you reclaim land on an island and not have the civil engineering and the proper urban planning and infrastructure to make sure that when it rains, which, fun fact, it rains a lot here. And the level of carelessness, because I'm not going to call it stupidity. It's not stupidity.
Well, if it's not stupidity, it's incompetence. They talk about all of the engineers they send over here, all of the engineers, all of the doctors, all of the... And their country lacks basic plumbing, electricity, a basic infrastructure, basic opportunities, basic things. But they brag about how smart they are, how many degrees they have. And do you know what? It's almost like these people are laughable. It is laughable that they really have this highfalutin attitude about themselves, and they come from something like this. Nigeria might be a rich country, but you wouldn't know it based on their infrastructure and the way the people run the country. So if it was us, they would be calling us stupid. So I'm just going to leave that open for you to decide. Now, the next video gets to the heart of the matter.
Unfortunately, and I'm not no disrespect, but the places that we call luxury in Nigeria, in honesty, won't even meet
low-income neighborhood.
Yeah, just a regular neighborhood, because the poorest neighborhoods here have sewer, they have pipe-borne water, they have electricity. Nobody's selling groundnut or fish in front. There are no shanties in front of them. On the way to Banana Island, it floods, and Banana Island is the most. Yeah. In Banana Island, they have Airbnb. That's an exclusive neighborhood. How would anybody, the HOA, the Homeowners Association, they should not allow Airbnb. In Banana Island, they have high rise, low rise. It's just disjointed, and this is what we call luxury.
So what this man is saying, and he's being sincere, I don't think he's bashing his country, But what he's saying is that Nigerian luxury is fake because what they are calling luxury is would be just basic standards in another country, in a first world country, because they don't have decent plumbing, they don't have a decent sewage system, they don't have access to clean water, they don't have electricity. It's just fake. And some of them might have more money than others, but there's no infrastructure. What's the use of driving around in a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or a Lamborghini on a road that's full of potholes and mud and doesn't have decent pavement? What's the use of living in a fancy house surrounded by muddy waters and open sewage and people defecating in the water? What's the use of living like that? That's fake riches. And this is what has them messed up where we are concerned. The whole wide world and everybody's cousin, and everybody's dog, and everybody's cat knows that we were enslaved. The whole wide world, everybody's dog and everybody's cat, the one they haven't eat, the one, and everybody's cat knows that we call ourselves black. And they think those two things diminish us. And they really don't. We are empowered by our past. We are empowered by our culture. We are empowered by the experiences of our ancestors because they made a place for us. That's what these immigrants are not understanding. Our family members made a place for us. And see, with us being in the Constitution, that's what they didn't count on. That's what they didn't know. So they thought that they were heads and shoulders above us because they had never been enslaved and they didn't call themselves black. And they think that being called black is the worst thing on the face of the earth. But we don't see it that way. We don't see it that way at all. It doesn't matter what you call us at this point. We have made a place for ourselves. We have proven who we are. So we don't have anything to prove to them. So they come over here with those old world ideas. They brought those old world ideas to the new world and really making a laughing stock out of themselves. And I want you to listen to this Nigerian. I think he's in the UK, but he is talking to a Nigerian diplomat. And this man is very sincere. And this is what I wish we could hear more of from African people.
Look at the poverty numbers. This is according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. More than 120 million Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty. So that's not just people who lack $2 a day. That's people who can't afford food, who can't afford shelter. And even if you look at the numbers of the people who have died, right? These are wartime numbers for a country that is officially not at war.
In my opinion, this is the kind of person who should be in Nigeria confronting their government. He said 120 million people. So I don't know when this particular clip was taken, but the official number now is that there are 133 million Nigerian people out of 200 and something million living in, he called it multi-dimensional poverty. They don't have proper food. They don't have proper shelter. And we know they don't have proper infrastructure. So why are you over here bragging and boasting about being a Nigerian when your country is in this state and your own country people are saying this? You say, I don't understand why they don't care more about their people than they do. They seem to be more concerned about competing with Black Americans than they are trying to fix their country and trying to help their people. They send a lot of money back over there, but they need to be over there. They need to be voting or they need to be pushing those people out of office. They don't need to be talking about us. They don't even need to be thinking about Black Americans because we really should be the last person on their minds. And that goes for all of these Nigerians in the United States who are talking about how much money they have and how many degrees they have. And some of these people say they're living 30 to a house trying to brag about what they have. But they need to be in Nigeria. But anyway, y'all, I wanted you just to see what actual Nigerians who really care about Nigeria are saying about their country. And I want you to contrast that with these people on the internet and these people who are boasting about being from being the operative word, Nigeria. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this video and have a good day.